Hello, and thank you for joining me today in my small home studio. I will be taking you through a quick warm-up. It's something that's great to do first thing in the morning or also before your first practice session of the day. We will be focusing on some spinal mobility, shoulder mobility, opening up through the sides of your body, and a little bit on your hip flexors. So follow along for a quick, it'll take us about 10-minute warm-up. So to start, we're going to walk our hands out in front. Settle your hips towards your heels, coming into child's pose. Take a few breaths here. Focusing on settling. Lift your head, walk your hands all the way over to the left. Plant your right hand, traction through your right hand, pull towards you to feel a lengthening in your right side. Settle your right hip towards your right heel, and then lower down. Walk your hands back through center and over to the right. Tractioning through your right hand or your left hand, draw it towards you, feeling a lengthening in your left side, and settle your left hip towards your left heel. Walk your hands back through center and then all the way in. Interlace your fingers and extend overhead. Checking in with where you are today, how tight or loose your shoulders feel, how open you feel in your spine. Bring your hands down and we'll come into cat-cow. So today I want you to start your cat-cow, each position through an articulation in your pelvis. So to start with, we'll tuck your pelvis under and come into spinal flexion. And then to go the opposite direction, spill your pelvis forward to come into extension. Again, start by tucking your pelvis under, draw your belly button up, coming into flexion of the spine, and then start in the pelvis and go the opposite direction. Do one more in each direction on your own, starting with the movement of the pelvis. Come back through neutral. Take your left hand, walk it underneath your right armpit, all the way to your right. Settle your left shoulder down and look towards the right. Come back through center. Plant your left hand and then walk your right hand underneath your left armpit. Look to the left, settle your right shoulder. Come back through center. Plant your right hand, tuck your toes, press into your hands, come back to downward facing dog. First, start with your knees bent, and then slowly work your knees to or towards straight, settling your heels to or towards the mat. Extend through your spine. Equal weight in your hands and your feet. Walk your feet in to meet your hands. Bend your knees until your belly comes to your thighs. So I really want you to focus on that belly to thigh connection. Maintain that. Settle yourself into this pose. Allow your head to be heavy. And then you can press into your hands, into your feet, and start drawing your knees towards straight, but keep the connection of the belly to your thighs. Interlace your fingers. You can rest them here, or you can begin to extend overhead, opening up through the shoulders. Release the grasp of your hands. Bring your hands to the mat. Traction through your hands to extend your spine. Release yourself down. Press into your feet. Stand all the way up. Stretch overhead. You can interlace your fingers again. Shift just a little bit side to side. And then bend all the way forward. With your hands on the mat, step your right foot back. Settle your right knee down. Untuck your toes and come up. From here, take your hands to your pelvis. Tuck your pelvis under till you feel lengthening in the front of your right leg. Maintain that tuck in your pelvis and then shift your hips forward. And from here, you can stay here, or you can extend your arms overhead, fingers interlaced. Slowly settling more and more into the pose. Shift your hips back to come out. We'll go through downward facing dog to switch sides. So plant your hands, step your left foot back to meet your right, downward facing dog. Step your right foot in between your hands, drop your left knee down, untuck your back toes, and come upright. From here, take your hands to your pelvis, tuck your pelvis under until you feel lengthening through the front of your left leg. Maintain that tuck in your pelvis, and then begin to shift your hips forward. You can stay here, or interlace your hands and extend your arms overhead. Bring your hands down in front of you, come up on your back toes, step your left foot in to meet your right, bend your knees and belly towards your thighs. Let your head hang here. You can begin to bring your knees to or towards straight, although maintaining that connection between belly and thighs. Interlace your fingers, stay here, or extend your arms overhead. Bring your hands back down to the mat. Step your right foot behind you. Spin all the way to the side of your mat. Tuck your left foot back behind you. Bend your left knee and come to sit on your left heel, keeping your right foot and your right knee out wide to the right. From here, take your left hand to your right ankle. Extend your arm overhead and then bend to the left. Stretching through your right side body. Come back through center. Take your left knee in your right hand and bend all the way to the left, or to the right this time. Keep breathing. Walk your hands out in front of you to switch sides. Tuck your right foot behind you. Bring your left foot and left knee up. Settle back onto your right heel. Take your left ankle in your right hand and bend to the right. And then go the other direction by taking your right knee in your left hand, bend to the left. Come back through center and we'll go out the way that we came in. So bring your left foot, left knee back down to meet your right. Settle your hips towards your heels. Walk your hands out in front of you. Settle into child's pose. Walk your hands all the way in. Come upright, and thank you so much for joining me today.